So we've kind of spread things out, so that's going to eliminate some of the congestion. Parking seems to always be a big concern as well, and we really don't take light to this. Because for me, I know where I live, I've seen the city of River Oaks, we want there to be as much parking as you guys do. So I would like to show you a parking exhibit, something you've already seen. This is a highlight zoomed in on that lot. According to the 2019 census, in the city of River Oaks, there are 2.91 people per household. There are 2 cars, possibly 3, but it's 2 cars per home. We're giving you, what you see in front of you, is a 6-car layout. You're not even hitting the street. You have 6 cars. You've got 2 in the garage, and you've got 4 in the driveway. This drawing is of Suburban. They're one of the biggest vehicles you have. So I don't know how many families have 6 Suburbans, but to give you an idea that there's plenty of parking.
Except 2 of the cars are over the sidewalk.
If there's a gathering.
Well, I'm just saying, that a Suburban's 20 foot long.
It's not. It's 18 foot. Let's use exact numbers. It's 18 foot, 9, 11, 16 of an inch. That blue right there is built to scale, and it's 6 foot, 9 inches wide.
This is to scale. So we wanted to make sure that everyone saw that there is plenty of parking. 20 homes are not going to have 20 parties all in one day. Yes, there's birthdays. Yes, there are things that come up. But there should be no reason that we have issues with parking. Any questions about that?
And remember the census. The census is very important. This is not Juan and Heather or our neighbors coming in here guesstimating at how big a suburban is or how many people live in a house. This is government data, right? With a link there. 2.91 average people, not in Arlington, not in Weatherford, not in McKinney, not in Fort Worth, River Oaks. With the average person having 2 cars per household.
Now, there was another concern that got brought up about, well, people don't normally park in the garage. Well, I don't know what caliber of people are buying $400,000 homes, but those people park in their garage. They're normally very tidied and organized, and there should be no reason we're not parking in the garage. There were some other concerns about fire and emergency. You can see here that we have met with the city. There's a 30-foot wide lot. I know what you see is like 50 foot with the right-of-ways on each side. But we had the fire chief take a look at this, and he presented no concerns.
A 30-foot wide lot?
I'm sorry, street. I'm so sorry.
Fire, right?
Fire, yes. So sorry.
Question on the cul-de-sac. I live on a dead-end street.
Sure.
And it doesn't have a cul-de-sac. I watch our garbage truck have to box down there 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Our fire trucks have a difficult time getting to, when they get down there, getting me to turn around or have to back out. I understand what you said about the parking of 6, but realistically, when you've got that many cars, they usually don't block each other in. And I don't know, I'm not doubting your data, but just when I drove to the city and worked here, there's a lot of people park on the streets, and we have, and these are more narrow streets than what y'all are proposing. But with mom and dad now having cars, and then all the kids having cars, and grandma and whoever else lives there nowadays, there's a lot more cars than there used to be. Is there any chance of that street being widened to 40 foot?
Absolutely.
We tried. We just.
And if I widen the street 40 feet, and we think about what that's going to do from a radii standpoint, I'm going to lose another 2 homes, guys.
From a radius?
Radius or diameter. I can't, like, there has to be a point where we flexed enough.
Well, let's not go there yet, let's not go to that argument, that's your Bible argument, we're not there. So, just tell us pragmatically, because it looks like you still have a backyard setback well in excess. So
Well-
explain to us the radius argument a little bit.
Yeah, so if you widen the street, right, then the radius of the circle is also going to increase as well.
Of the
Of the
cul-de-sac.
cul-de-sac. So I just wanted to make
Take away
sure,
from the back.
Mr. Chisholm,
So
that
that's where it impacts.
it impacts, oh, absolutely, for
Not
sure.
the regular.
And I want you guys to know that we've looked at it with the fire chief, right? Before we came up with this design, we had, okay, yeah, we had 3 designs, right? We did a horseshoe. You guys, you don't like 24 holes? Well, we did a horseshoe,
Oh.
and if you're not happy with 24 homes, that one was scheduled for 26 when we first started meeting, right? And then we changed it to where we had a fire lane, and then we dropped the homes down to, no, it was still at 26. And then we tried to do a hammerhead, but that was just gonna be a huge mess. And out of all those meetings with everyone involved, that's how this came about.
So Marvin, with staff, looking at it, y'all feel that you can get the garbage truck and fire truck down in that turnaround
That's
area?
where the next foot, yes.
Well, we're building to ISC, so absolutely.
I'm building the rip road.
No,
To say they're not gonna have to back up and get out, that would be wrong. That's a possibility, but
It's one thing to work with existing streets, it's another, if you've got a new development going in to try to eliminate problems we already know we have in other parts of the city. So that's the only thing I'm looking at, is if they feel comfortable that that's not an issue, then so be it. But
not if
make
they're
sure
parking
that's
on the
addressed.
street.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
sorry?
if people
But not if they're parking on
park
the
on the
street.
street, I mean.
Yeah.
That would have to be prohibited around the cul-de-sac.
But with a 30-foot road, a lot of our streets out here are not 30-foot. I mean,
No, they're not.
there's, especially over in the college district and some of these other areas, they're not 30 feet.
Right,
You know,
30 feet will help, but it's
Yeah.
not, I'm just asking
Yeah,
the possibility of.
the main artery, Mr. Chisholm, was always gonna be 30 feet. That's never been a change. We knew we needed to come in here. It's the right thing from a safety perspective to come in here with 30-foot wide fire lane, period.
and the goal of that is to keep people from parking on the street with the amount of parking spaces and setbacks that we have in there as well. So with a wide street, parking spaces on the property, we get from time to time, there may be someone there, there's a gathering because, there's only so much space.
So can staff tell us the street is 30 foot?
One that is 30
Yeah,
foot.
existing street, so we can just picture it.
Merritt's 40, so that wouldn't be wide.
What's your Yale?
I don't think Gill's, I think Gill's 28.
what about, Barbara? What's Barbara?
Barbara is probably more than 30.
Yeah, the Hope's 30. Okay, so Hope's 30.
Hope's 30.
It's,
What's Langley or Penrod?
They're about 24, 25.
That's one they're from.
And there was some, conversation about traffic in and out of there, and, with our partnership with the city, we can get all of that resolved.
it'd been nice if the people, property on, they, Andrew, which failed, and you could make the streets break through there.
Well, we had some other ideas, but they didn't quite work in our favor, so,
We gotta work with what you got, but
yeah.
let's see what else you got.
So, there were some questions because, our son goes to Castleberry. We are vested in the community. What you see out to the right here is actually, right across the street from church. I don't know the address off the top of my head, but this property is something that we had already thought about. This was way before church. This was a design that we had come up with. We had drafted something that we would want to do there. That home right there across the street at this point, I believe, has been condemned. There's a red tag on it. But We've been in conversation with the owner, we would like